Hey, Free Falcon here. Getting back into doing my videos again. I was traveling for quite a while. I went and stayed a couple months in the Philippines, and I've bounced around doing a bunch of stuff. I came home and had pneumonia, so it's been a couple months actually since I've posted some videos, but decided to hop back in. I was taking a look at some of the comments, and we had some video requests for a couple of different things. So we're going to kind of hit a few different items today. First one was how to grind some gems for free to play. And I still think that the best consistent method is with the enchantments here. So you can see that I put in the requests for the blue enchantments. I got the spirits here. I am offering 7 million, which you have to pay an additional 10%, so it's actually 7.7. And then you can see that I sold one right there and I got 3 gems. So they're selling for 4, but you'll get 3. So a little over 2 million a gem, which is a pretty good conversion rate. Then of course you have all of your other blue and purples that you can just throw in from the items, and they're pretty easy to grind out and enchant. So that is a good way to do that. So we'll throw in some purples. Now with this new update, for whatever reason, I can't search inside here for my blues or purples. So actually I have been having to go search through there myself, and I just match and throw on there. I'm not overly concerned if they do or don't sell. Of course, I'd prefer they sell. But the higher blues actually don't sell for gems typically. You want to come down into like mid of the pack. You can see here, even these, it's unlikely that these will actually sell for gems, but we'll throw them on there anyways. And just roll the dice. Every now and then you get lucky and one pops. So, ooh, that's a good one. We'll see if that goes. It probably won't. And here we go. And so the easiest path forward is to just request and put those gems on, and then just resell whatever you have throughout here. And they're pretty easy to grind. Doing the quest is not a good way for free to play, because whenever stuff breaks, you don't have a really effective way to replace it. Let's see if we got some better people to throw in here. Because you can't spend gold in order to repair your items. So unless you have a big surplus of the repair kits, it starts really eating up your gold, and doesn't really make it a good method, I don't think, to and I think that's always been one of my biggest complaints about the game, is that it's not really pay to win, but it's not pay to win at the same time. If you don't have the membership, you just really aren't able to keep up, in my opinion. Being able to spend the gold to repair the items, and then additionally, like all of the additional things, it makes it a pretty big deal to go through. And then we are continuing our grinding here. So my primary method of grinding these days is kind of twofold. So first I go into our 14s, and we're looking at flawless. And then I pick up anything absolutely at 50k and below, and then potentially under 55k, because these are going to sell between 62 and 68 for the most part, depending on which ones you get. And you get I think you get about 1.5 million to 2 million XP off of one of those. So that is a good way to grind through. you'll need between 48 and 5200 in energy in order to surcharge. And so what we do is we just pop over and we sell off other items until we get our energy up. Just make sure that you have enough energy. So you can see this one's 53, which I think that's one of the highest ones. So then you just discharge that out. The other thing I've been working on that is also doing really well is the platinum items at 14. And I usually pick them up at 60. I don't really do the 70s. So there's a few different items that we're looking at. And then let's look here. And here we go, 60, which that's fine. So we got a platinum 4 plate. Nope, that actually went down. We'll pick up a couple of those. And then what I've been doing is enchanting those with some stuff here. So let's go in here, look at them. So I got 4 of these. We have these infinities. I was able to pick these up at about 25 mil a pop. So by the time we enchant and put it on there, it's basically just free XP. And then we pop those on there. So this valued to 11. That valued at 1.1. And so we decided like 12.1 base, but with all the surcharging, it goes a long ways. And it also makes it cheaper to surcharge out. So we don't have to have quite as much energy on there. And that's one of the higher ones at 54, which will actually just go ahead and, now of course that had to get denied there. All right, there we go, finally. We'll pop that blue one and get those in. Going through this method, you also hit a bunch of these bounties. I've been popping through a bunch. Like, let's just take a look. So far, this one I've done 249, and you can see we're only a few days in. So you can pop through a bunch of these just using this method, and then you just keep replenishing. So once you use those up, you buy those out. And also, it's also market dependent. Just like anything else, you're going to have to bounce back and forth and find the right times to buy these. So yeah, so that it's 1.1, so exactly at 2, it's 2.2. And then we have all of the surplus bonuses, so we'll definitely actually be pulling a profit on this. We'll just fill this back up to 100. And make that easy peasy. And then we're giving some other people some good old money in order to build their shop up as well. Now, the Quinn Soul, the Spirit version, is definitely not worth it. So you're like at 5.4. So it's just not worth it. Now let's change that to a 14. And we'll come over here. So you can see we'll be at 11 times 2, which is 22, so 27. We're kind of like right at the threshold. I like to try to keep this at 25 or below, but a couple mil isn't gonna make or break us at this point. We'll go and pop this up to 100 as well. That way we are grinding out. So most of these with the double enchantment, we are selling these and they're hitting at about 4 mil XP per time. So that is a pretty good hit, or yeah, it's a pretty good hit. So I mean, you're seeing that we need billions. So I'm just under a billion here from hitting 86. So I've got 10% left. Actually, just a little bit less than that to get rolling. So we hit up the free-to-play gym grind, which is going to be picking these up, requesting, throwing them back on as offer for word gyms, and keeping rolling. So we'll just show how to do that again in case anyone is not familiar. So we're just going to throw this in. We're going to come down. Let's pick a different spirit. Let's do mammoths. I don't think we did that. I usually do 11. Just on pop those up, max that out. You can see we're going to pay 7.7 mil. Now if you go higher all the time, which I don't really suggest, it increases that cost. So we've got some requests in. Whenever they pop in, then we throw them back on the offer. And then also, of course, if you are grinding through your lower stuff, you're going to get a lot of blues and purples in order to throw in. And I'd say the 4 to 8 level for the blues and purples are really where you get the best value. So it's a good excuse to come through and try to grind out and finish up your lower level items for the book. That's what I look at it. There we go. And then we also just had this content pass out. You can see that there's a whole bunch of different things. We got your, of course, these are the pay to play version stuff, which is the bigger ones. So you buy a mega pack, get 500. And these are 2 of the paid versions. So looking at the rewards, we'll take a look at it and see if it's worth it to you. You have your free to play stuff down here, which I'm a little over halfway done with. You can see it's nothing super major, but let's look and see if the top portion is worth dropping 1,500 gems on. So we do have an exclusive recipe key. This is pretty huge. This is nice too. These compresses are nice. We got another exclusive and then a third exclusive blueprint. So we got 3 blueprints. And then we got some shards and just miscellaneous other things. So I don't know that it's really worth it unless you want to be picking up the blueprints, which I do like, but of course if I want to do that, let's see, we would need 1,500. So I mean, essentially you'd be spending 13 bucks, which feels like a lot. So unless you're just cool dropping that kind of money, which I try to spend as little actual money in game as I can. I pay for the monthly subscription, and then outside of that I try not to drop a whole lot of actual money and just filling up. I'm just trying to grind out some of these in order to hopefully pop a legendary and finish out some of these lower tiered things here. Alright, you can see here we got the platinum gloves, and we'll just do a little showing here. So if we pop that in, I'm popping it in on my calculator. 195,897,967. And then let's see what we get when we sell here. So you can also buy the greens on the platinum, and it gives a pretty good amount of XP as well. So now let's do that. Minus 198,163,335, and we got 2.265. So 2,266,000 XP off of one sale. So that does make a difference. So it's not quite it's about 100th of a percent, I guess. Yeah, so you would need to do quite a few to get there, but It's about the most efficient way, I think. Of course, your blues are going to give more, but they are a lot harder to get. This was actually a purchase version, I believe. So yeah. All right, and we'll just keep that out. I'd like to go and get that one knocked out. And we're getting close. All right, so there we go. And I'll pop that up. Give us a little boost of money there. And then you can see that we're profiting money as well. So on average, if you buy within the ranges I was specifying, you're going to be making between 10 and 15 mil per surcharge. So that'll go a long ways as well. So it's kind of a balance. I don't think it's the most effective way to just straight up make money, but I think it's a good way to make money while grinding out your levels. And now that they have the rollover, I kind of took it in that I would like to try to roll over my levels. And if I stay somewhat consistent throughout the day, I can grind out 20 to 25%. 2 days ago, I was actually at 37%, but I've been on quite a bit, so I've progressed a lot faster than I normally would with just like a normal playing schedule. And there we go. So we've covered a pretty good range of topics today, and I think we'll call that good enough for today. Thanks for watching.